On this week's tail video, I'm going to demonstrate how to make homemade tacos using seasoning that you probably have in your house. First thing that you need is 2 pounds of meat. Tonight we're actually going to be using 2 packages of ground turkey for our tacos instead of hamburger, but you could use hamburger if you'd like. The ingredients and the seasoning that you would need to be able to make these tacos is going to be salt, cumin, onion powder, chili powder, black pepper, oregano, and garlic powder. I'll link the recipe along with this video to let you guys know how much you actually need of each of them. As always, when you are cooking with stainless steel, you want to make sure that the pan gets nice and hot before you put the meat on there. That way it does not stick to the bottom of the pan when it's cooking. So as the pan's heating up, I've gone ahead and got around the other ingredients that we're going to need to be able to make this. I've just gone ahead and put all of our seasoning in one little ramekin bowl. So we have a teaspoon of oregano, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, and black pepper, and 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. And then we need a half cup of chicken broth. Obviously for the turkey tacos, we want to do chicken broth, but if you're doing beef tacos, maybe beef broth. And then you're going to need 2 tablespoons of tomato paste as well. As you can see, our pan is nice and hot. Now I'm going to go ahead and break up the meat. After your meat is fully cooked, it is now time to go ahead and add all the seasoning in. I like to be able to spread it around, be able to do this. Now remember, we went ahead and we doubled this recipe, so we actually have 2 pounds of meat in here, so we needed twice as much seasoning. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and stir this around until the seasoning is mixed in really well, and then we'll go ahead and add in our tomato paste and chicken broth. Now that the seasoning is all stirred up, what you need to do is go ahead and get 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and go ahead and throw it in there to be able to mix it around. Try to spread it out the best you can. And then after that's added in, go ahead and put in your half cup of chicken broth to be able to break that tomato paste down. And we're going to go ahead and stir this around until the tomato paste is completely broke down, and then let it sit and simmer for a little bit, and then we should be good to go. Now that everything is mixed in and stirred up, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to lower the heat on the stove, and to be able to cover this up, to let it sit there and simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. At this particular point in time, then what we usually do is we get our griddle ready to be able to go to put our tortillas down to be able to warm those up, and then you'll have tacos. So here's the griddle that we use for our tortilla shells. If you don't have a griddle, you could go ahead and use a regular pan, but just go ahead and throw it on and leave it on there for 30 seconds to a minute until the one side browns up, and then be able to flip it over to the other side. So now that we've got our tortilla warmed up on both sides, we're going to go ahead and add the meat to the shell. And add a little bit of cheese on top of it. Now, if you like extra toppings on there, if you like lettuce or maybe salsa or some taco sauce or anything like that, you can go ahead and do that. But since this is for one of our kids, we're just going to go ahead and do it this way. Hopefully you've enjoyed our tail video this week, learning how to be able to make tacos with homemade ingredients.